Hi everyone, my name is Nyasha Major. I am back again with another tutorial on cPanel. So you've just bought a website, or you've just bought web hosting, but you have no idea on how to get your website online. So in today's video, I will be showing you exactly how to install WordPress on cPanel from start to finish. So no coding, no complicated setup, just a few clicks and you'll have your website up and running. For our first section, what you will need is the following. You will need a domain name, you will need a hosting account with cPanel, and you will need cPanel login credentials. So ideally, your hosting company usually emails you these after purchase. If you don't have them, contact your hosting provider, right? So once you have these and you have logged into your cPanel account, you will have a splash screen which has either an automatic or a straightforward installation process which shows you where to install WordPress, or site builder, or just to explore your account. So for a more generic process, I'm just going to close this so that we can start afresh, right? Ideally, when you log in, this is what you see. This is what you see, and you will see a few tools sections, or a few sections that have different tools for different things. The first section you'll see here is the email section where you can create your emails. The second section is your files, and you can manage your files here, your images here, your disk usage, etc. Right? And then if you want to update your database, there's a section for that. And if you want to set up your domains, there's a section for that as well. Or if you want to manage your domain, there's a setup for that. So these sections can be in a different order on different hosting providers, but you have the same settings also based on the package that you have from your hosting provider. All right, so for you to install WordPress, you need to identify on your left hand side, on your left panel here, there's a WordPress management tool, and then there's WordPress Manager by Softaculous. If you don't have this, you can always scroll on your toolbar, on your tool section, find software, and then you can find WordPress Manager by Softaculous. Once you've found it, you're just going to click on it. Now that Softaculous has opened, remember, since you clicked on WordPress Installer by Softaculous, it will take you to the WordPress management. If you just click on Softaculous itself, you can still come here on the search bar and search for WordPress. Now, Softaculous is just a one-click installer that automatically installs WordPress without you having to upload files manually, right? So once you're on this page, you are going to click on the install button. If you don't have any installations, your page will look like this. If you have some installations, your installations will be listed right under installations here. So since this is a fresh install, we're just going to click on install. Once we click on install, a WordPress installer will open. There's a few things to go through, but you're just going to focus on these main things here. There's a software setup. This is where you choose where you want to install your WordPress, your website. If you want to install it on the directory without an extension, right, you will need to clear this section here which says in directory, so that when someone goes to your website, they can just search nyashameja.co.za without having to search for nyashameja.co.za /website or /info /resume, right? So if you're installing a fresh install which does not have a directory, a specific extended directory, you just clear the in directory option here. Ensure that you tick the HTTPS option. If you don't know what HTTPS is, I have a video which I extensively explain what these options are and what this does. But in summary, this ensures that your website is accessed on a secure protocol. Right, so always choose HTTPS in your domain if your domain has a SSL certificate. So this is also explained on the video. I'll put the link at the bottom. So once you have specified that, ensure that you're on the latest version of WordPress. So the latest version currently is 7.0. Scroll down to site settings. On site settings, you can just put in your site name. I will just leave it as default, my blog test. I'll just say my blog test. And for site description, you can put in whatever you want. So I'll just say my WordPress. All right. And then on your right hand side, you will see that there is a credentials tab. This is where you're going to set up your credentials to log into your WordPress site. So whenever you want to make changes, you can always just log in directly without having to go through cPanel. Ensure that you do not use a default admin username, because this will leave you vulnerable to attacks. Admin usernames are a generic name, and hackers can try to brute force into your website using the default username. So pick something smart. It could be your email address, it could be a cool username. For this example, I'm just going to use an email address. Once you have set up your username, ensure that you use a strong password. You can either type in your own unique password or generate a strong password there. And you can choose what your admin email is. So whenever you post blogs, whenever you have settings that have been changed, all notifications will be sent to this admin email. So I'll just put that as the same as above. And then there's a few default plugins that are pre-selected for you. If you don't want any of them, you can just go ahead and untick. So I'll just untick them. All right. Once you have done that, ensure that you have chosen the correct language that you understand. And then once you are about to finish, choose or type in an email where you want the installation details to be sent to. Once you have sorted that out, you can go ahead and install your site. When you click on install, it'll just take a few seconds to install. There are a few errors that will arise, which I will discuss in the next video. But once your installation is successful, you will get a message that prompts you, telling you that the installation is successful. You will get a link to your website, and you'll also get a link to your administrative URL. This is where you will use your credentials that we created earlier on for you to be able to log in. And there you go. That is how you can install WordPress. So just going to click on that so we can see how the site looks like. There you go, my blog.